Let me ask you something simple but powerful. If you had to choose just one way to invest your money, would you choose gold, real estate, or crypto? Now, don't answer just yet. Take a moment, think about it, because the answer to that question tells you something very personal about how you view the world, risk, and your future. I've had this same conversation with dozens of people over the years, friends, family, even folks I met at a coffee shop just chatting about the economy. And every time, the answer is different. Some go with safety. Some chase growth. Some say, I don't know anything about any of them. And that's okay. That's exactly why we're here today, to talk it through simply and clearly so you can make the choice that fits you best. Because the truth is, each of these assets, gold, real estate, and crypto, has a purpose. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. And depending on your age, your goals, and your comfort level, one of them might fit your financial life like a glove. Today, we're going to explore all three. I'll walk you through what makes each one special, who it's best for, and how to decide which might be the right first step for you. And don't worry, you won't need a finance degree to keep up. This is real talk, the kind I'd share with my own family if they asked me, where should I start? I still remember chatting with a retired firefighter from North Carolina not long ago. He told me he'd saved his whole life, trusted his bank, and suddenly inflation made everything feel tighter. Groceries, gas, bills, it was all going up. He said, I worked too hard for this money to just watch it shrink. That hit home, because you and I both know money should give us peace of mind, not stress. And the right investment isn't about getting rich fast. It's about getting secure, slowly and steadily, so you can enjoy life without worry. So in this video, we're going to break it all down into 5 simple parts. We'll start with a classic safe haven, gold. Then we'll explore the dependable income of real estate. And finally, we'll take a look at the wild card crypto and why it might just surprise you. By the end, you'll have a much clearer picture of which one truly fits your personality and your plans. Stick with me through to the final part, because I've got a small bonus tip at the end that just might help you get started today without feeling overwhelmed or unsure. But first, let me know, when I asked that opening question, which one popped into your mind first? Gold, real estate, crypto, or were you thinking, I'm not sure yet? Go ahead and type 1 in the comments if you've ever wondered which one is truly right for you. Let's keep going. In the next part, we'll start with number 2 on our list, an old classic with new relevance. Let's talk about gold and why it might be the most trusted investment in history. You're going to love how simple this can be. So let's start with the most timeless asset of all. If you were sitting across from me right now, sipping coffee, and you said, I just want to feel safe with my money. I don't need wild gains, just peace of mind. I'd smile and tell you you sound like someone who'd really appreciate gold. Gold has been trusted for thousands of years. Long before we had stock markets, before banks, before even paper money people were using gold to store value, kings, explorers, empires, they all relied on gold when nothing else seemed stable. And that's kind of the point. Gold doesn't change. The world does. I remember chatting with a retired school principal once. He had a gentle way about him, very thoughtful. He told me, when everything around me feels uncertain, I just like knowing part of my savings is in something that's real, something I can hold in my hand. He wasn't chasing big profits. He just wanted something solid, something dependable. Gold gave him that quiet sense of security. So let's break it down in a simple way. There are 3 key reasons people like you and me still turn to gold today. 2, it protects your money from inflation. When prices rise, and they always do, your dollars lose buying power. What used to cost 10 might now cost 12 or 15. But gold, it tends to hold its value over time. That's why they call it a hedge. It won't make you rich overnight, but it can keep your money from quietly shrinking. 3, it's not tied to banks or governments. Gold doesn't depend on interest rates or elections or market crashes. That's powerful, because sometimes when everything else seems shaky, gold becomes the steady rock people run to. It's like financial insurance, something you hope you never need, but you're glad to have just in case. 4, it's easy to start, no shovel required. You don't need to buy gold bars and bury them in the backyard unless you want to. These days, you can start small, with gold coins, or even easier with gold ETFs on platforms like Fidelity, Vanguard, or even your regular brokerage account. That means you're not just owning gold, you're owning the peace of mind that comes with it. Now, I'll be honest, gold isn't perfect. It doesn't pay dividends or monthly income like real estate might. It just sits there. But that's exactly why some people love it. It doesn't ask anything of you. It's quiet, steady, strong. If you're the type of person who likes to sleep well at night knowing your savings aren't riding the stock market roller coaster, then gold might be a beautiful first step. And here's a little tip I like to share. You don't have to go all in. Just putting 5 to 10% of your savings into gold can be enough to balance the rest of your investments. It's like seasoning a good meal, not the main course, but it makes everything else better. So if gold is calling to you, start exploring. Learn how it works. Maybe look at a small gold coin or a beginner-friendly ETF like GLD. Just taking that first small step can build your confidence. Now let me ask you, have you ever owned gold or thought about adding it to your savings? Type 2 in the comments if this part got you thinking about it more seriously. Because next we're moving on to an asset that not only protects your money, but can pay you month after month while building real value over time. Up next is real estate, and I think you're really going to enjoy this one. Let's keep going. You're doing great. Now that we've talked about gold, the calm, steady protector, it's time to shift gears just a bit. What if, instead of just protecting your money could work for you? I'm talking about an asset that doesn't just sit quietly in a vault or a digital wallet. This one can grow in value, pay you every single month, and give you something you can see, touch, and even live in if you want to. That's the power of real estate. I'll never forget a conversation I had with a gentleman named Mark, a retired postal worker from Ohio. Mark didn't have a flashy portfolio, no tech stocks or trendy investments. But what he did have was a small duplex he bought when he was in his early 50s. One side he lived in, and the other he rented out. He said to me, "That little house gave me more freedom in retirement than my pension ever could." Now that's smart investing. So let's look at why real estate has been a wealth builder for generations and how it might fit into your life, especially if you're looking for something with more stability and income. Here are 3 big reasons people love real estate. 5, it grows steadily over time. While the stock market bounces up and down, real estate tends to grow slowly and consistently. It may not double overnight, but over the years, property values have a solid track record of rising. That's especially true in growing cities or areas where people want to live, work, and retire. And it's not just appreciation. You can also make passive income every month if you rent out the space. It's like your money is putting on a uniform and going to work while you enjoy your day. 6, it protects you from inflation. Just like gold, real estate tends to rise in value when prices rise, but with one big difference, it can also make you money while it's doing that. As inflation pushes up the cost of living, it often pushes up rent prices too. So if you own a property, it can help keep you ahead of rising costs instead of falling behind. 7, you don't need to be a landlord to get started. Here's something many people don't realize. You don't have to buy an entire property to start investing in real estate. Thanks to something called REITs, real estate investment trusts, you can invest in professionally managed real estate portfolios right through the stock market. It's like owning a slice of apartments, office buildings, or shopping centers without ever fixing a toilet. Platforms like Vanguard or Realty Income offer REITs that pay out monthly or quarterly dividends. You can get started with just a few $100s. It's a great way to test the waters and see if this world of real estate feels right for you. Now, real estate does come with a few things to think about. If you're buying physical property, you'll need to consider things like maintenance, taxes, and tenant management. But if you do it wisely or start with REITs, you can build a real source of income that grows over time. And best of all, it gives you something tangible, something that feels real. That's important, especially when you're building a financial plan you can trust. So if you're the kind of person who likes the idea of owning something steady, earning income regularly, and creating long-term value, real estate might just be your next best move. Let me ask you, have you ever dreamed of owning property? Or maybe already started with REITs? Type 3 in the comments if this part spoke to you today. Because next, we're going to dive into the final asset, and it's the boldest of the 3. It's not traditional. It's not physical. but it just might be the future of money. Up next is cryptocurrency, and I think it's going to open your eyes to a whole new way of thinking. Let's keep going. You're right on track. So far, we've talked about two of the most time-tested ways to protect and grow your wealth. Gold, the rock of stability. Real estate, the builder of passive income and long-term growth. But now, I want to take you somewhere completely different. What if I told you there's an asset that isn't backed by any government, doesn't rely on traditional banks, and can be sent to anyone, anywhere in the world in seconds? What if this asset, in just over a decade, has gone from being laughed at to being taken seriously by some of the biggest institutions on the planet? That's the world of cryptocurrency. And today, we're going to take a calm, clear look at what it is and whether it could be right for you. Now, I'll be the first to admit crypto can feel confusing at first, even intimidating. I remember talking with Linda, a 66-year-old grandmother from Arizona, who told me, I don't even like online banking. How could I ever understand Bitcoin? But guess what? Linda took it one step at a time. She watched videos, read a few simple guides, and started small. Today, she's not just investing, she's teaching her grandkids how it all works. Not because she wanted to get rich quick, but because she didn't want to be left behind. That's what I admire most about people like Linda. They're curious, open, willing to try something new, even if it seems a little strange at first. So let's break down crypto in the simplest way possible, with 3 reasons it might deserve a small seat at your investing table. 8, it's limited, decentralized, and borderless. Unlike dollars, crypto like Bitcoin can't be printed endlessly. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence. That makes it scarce, like digital gold. But unlike gold, Bitcoin is also completely digital. It's not controlled by any bank or government. You own it directly. You can send it to anyone, hold it on your phone, or store it offline. In a way, it gives you complete freedom over your money. 9, it's already being used by major players. This isn't just for techies anymore. Countries like El Salvador have made Bitcoin legal currency. Companies like Tesla, Square, and even investment giants like BlackRock are now holding Bitcoin or offering it to clients. So when people ask, is crypto still a thing? I tell them, not only is it still a thing, it's becoming a part of the global financial system, whether we're ready or not. 10, you can start small, really small. You don't need thousands to begin. In fact, you can start with just 10 or even 1 using apps like Coinbase, Cash App, or Strike. It's like learning to swim by dipping your toes in. You'll learn, adjust, and gain confidence at your own pace. Now, let's be honest, crypto is more volatile than gold or real estate. The value can rise fast and drop just as quickly. That's why I always recommend treating it as a small slice of your investment pie, not your whole meal. But if you're someone who likes the idea of exploring the future of finance, who wants to stay curious and adaptable, then crypto might be worth exploring. It's not about betting everything. It's about being open to change and giving yourself a chance to understand the digital tools shaping tomorrow's economy. Let me ask you, have you ever tried buying even a tiny bit of crypto? Or are you still deciding if it's for you? Type 4 in the comments if you're starting to feel curious or inspired about it. Because here's the truth. You don't need to choose between old and new. Gold, real estate, and crypto can work together, like 3 legs of a sturdy stool. Each one brings a different strength to your financial life security, income, and innovation. In our final part, we're going to help you decide how to choose what fits you best based on your personality, your comfort level, and your goals. And I'll share a simple bonus tip that could help you take your first step today without stress or confusion. You're doing great. Let's finish strong.